Okay. Blaine Higgs just announced that they're not going to privatize NB Power. NB Power. Sean Graham, why are you still in my head? Why? NB Power. Yeah. That's funny. The bottom line is, anyway, Blaine Higgs is not going to privatize Cannabis NB. Cannabis NB is going to stay the way it is. A lot of people are happy. A lot of people said, like Ernie Steve told Steve Murphy, sell it. I wonder what he had, what he knows that we don't know. So, this is the Cannabis NB, Miramichi. You long-term followers, you know, when they first opened, close to 2 years ago, I wasn't a happy camper. We walk in there, we were told to show some ID. There was a big camera right on top of it. And why would I have to show my ID for? Do I look under 18? They wanted to know who you were. So, being paranoid, is that camera connected to the Irving headquarters? Then we were directed to a sitting room. And then there was a guy that looked from the WWE, like this, just looking at you, like, in other words, make my day. And then we're allowed what? This was before Corona. I don't know, 5, 6 people allowed at a time. And this was following me around. And I was very, very uncomfortable. And it was so uncomfortable, I just left. And then a friend of mine was in there a couple of weeks later. I wasn't buying anything, so I went there and I said, oh, just a friend of mine. Oh, you got to show some ID. Why you got to show my ID? My friend is in there. Anyway, I just left and I went Cannabis NB. Nah. I said, the black market, they're going to make all kinds of money. And that's what I was afraid of, because the black market, you don't need to show no ID. All they want is your money. There's no screening. There's no nothing. So I said, this is not good. And sure enough, I was right. They were losing millions. I hear a lot of sad stories from employees too that quit other jobs. And they were laid off a few months later. And so then they smarten up. I just came from there. Let's have a look. There's no bouncer. There's no waiting room. The door is wide open. They have a rope in front of the selections. There was a woman explaining to somebody else the product. He even said, well, this is what I use. Who would have thought that they would come, an employee would say, well, this is the kind of marijuana that I use, you know. And beautiful. Had they asked you, excuse me, can we help you? Can we help you? No, I'm just looking around. And then I just had this, start talking to this woman. Her name was Rita. I need my, that's so funny. Anyway, so I met this, start talking to this salesman, explaining what it was. Oh, here it is. They said their name, they put their name, oh yeah, Rita. Anyway, a Frenchman from Niguac. So we were just talking, very friendly, like the rest of the employees, good. And next thing you know, I said, something grabbed my attention. What's this? So, she said this, you don't drink and drive with this. Mono 2.5, THC. I said I haven't had a beer in a week. You think I'll enjoy this? $4 a bottle. So I bought 4. whatever, and maybe help me sleep. But the funny part was, they give me a case. Next thing you know, I start walking out the door, and it started to break open. So I think they got to work on that a little bit. I bought for a friend, and see how it is if you drink it. So the bottom line is long-winded, nothing rant. Big difference at the Cannabis NB in Miramichi and like all over the rest of the province. They don't ask you for ID. You could just walk in there and get the hell out. And there's no screening and intimidation. There's nothing. Good public relations skill. And you know what? Blaine Higgs did very good in not privatizing Cannabis NB.